I suppose welcome here today, Aisling, and thanks for giving me your time and leave us use your lovely office here in Blackpool. I suppose firstly, could you just introduce us to Naturelle, how it started, and what exactly the products you are that you produce?
Yeah, so we are a dairy-free ice cream company, and essentially what happened was myself and my business partner Louise, we kind of went through a bit of a health and fitness journey, and I was a big ice cream fan, and the instructor at the time was like, look, you need to cut back on that dairy. So I started to make the sorbets at home in my kitchen, and basically we knew somebody who manufactured ice cream, so we spoke to them and we said, do you think we could make this recipe for grocery? So they had a look at the recipes and we brought it to our local enterprise office, and from there they nominated us for Food Academy with Super Value and Board BIA, and we started on the START programme, and that was it. We started with an idea and a recipe on the programme, so that was it.
And here you are now.
Here we are today.
And you usually go to the chilled aisle in a supermarket, and it's pretty much the same flavours along the way.
Yeah.
You use some very different ingredients in your products, like rose water.
Yeah.
It's not something you usually see.
Yeah.
Where did the inspiration for that come from?
Actually, it was from a restaurant in Cork. So if I can name check the restaurant, it's Orso.
Yeah.
So we were in Orso one night and they do an amazing dessert, and I'm not sure if it's still on the menu, but it was meringue with pistachio and rose water. And it was myself and Louise were there, and I was like, oh my god, this is delicious. So I decided to try, and it served with raspberries. So I decided to try the raspberry with the rose water, and it worked amazingly well. We've actually won 3 gold stars in the Great Taste Award. So essentially, like, there was only 14 producers in Ireland won that out of thousands of entries, so it's quite a prestigious award. Basically what happens is every judge in the room has to agree that this is worthy of 3 stars, so it was quite a good start.
It was a great start, and even that, you're a very young company, I suppose 2 years old as such, and you've also had success in terms of the young entrepreneur, you're runners up.
Yeah, exactly.
How did it feel to get that? Because that's not easy.
Yeah, no, that's not easy. And again, I think the split between myself and Louise is quite unusual in that I do a lot of the kind of recipe and production side of things, and Louise is the real kind of business mind behind it. So it was Louise who went for that. So yeah, I mean, it was quite an intensive programme. There's a boot camp, so she was kind of away at that for a couple of weeks around some amazing, inspirational young business people as well. And yeah, she made it through the pitch. I think there's a pitch process, and she made it through that, and we were nominated as runners up. So it was fantastic.
Fantastic. That's obviously things are going very well, and everything you're doing. You're doing it right.
Yeah.
Market research is invaluable to any small food business starting off, because trying to get things right, you're not going to get it right first time around, and everyone's tastes are different and everything else. How has that helped you to get to this stage? Yeah,
I mean, like, initially when we graduated Food Academy Start, we were given 10 Super Value stores locally. So they were like, experience was amazing for us, because when we went in and we started with the fruit-based dairy-free ice cream, which were kind of sorbets at the time, and when we were taste testing them with customers, a lot of people were coming up with kids who have lactose intolerances, or people who have skin conditions, or people who are just ethically or morally ruling dairy out of their diets. And we actually were like, oh my gosh, like, there's a huge amount of people interested in this, and actually, for kids who have never been able to have ice cream, who were tasting it going, this is delicious. And so I went back to the kitchen and I started to experiment with coconut milk as a base. And that's kind of, in fairness, it was the public who gave us the idea for that. We also got to test it. We were in the English market on the startup stall for a few weeks, and again we developed the dairy-free ice creams at that point with using coconut milk, so we were able to test that with the public, and people are great for giving you feedback.
Especially Irish
people. Yeah, exactly, they're great. It's always delivered in a nice way.
Yes,
though.
yeah.
And we were up at ploughing as well with Super Value, and it was great again to get feedback on the recipes. So we actually came back to the table and revised the recipes prior to going out into the supermarkets now with our large pots soon enough.
And I think it's important to mention this, and I don't know how many food companies know this who are starting out. You originally got Fergal on work placement from UCC.
Exactly, yeah.
And now Fergal's a full-time employee.
Member, yeah.
How important has that been to you?
Like, phenomenal, because I think what people don't realise is the amount of work that goes into, especially I think, taste testing in stores and getting it out there, because like, as a new product going into a supermarket, you're lost really, like in between all the brands. I mean, there's thousands and thousands of lines in there. So Fergal was amazing at, being able to kind of take on some of the tastings, and then also running the social media side of things, because along with, having to do all of the kind of sales and marketing, you have to run a business at the same time and make sure that things like cash flow and all of that are kosher. So yeah, I mean, to have that internship moved into a full-time role.
And it's great for graduates. Sometimes graduates, it's very hard for them to get jobs after college because they don't have the experience with a work placement like that.
Exactly.
That's proven. And I know another local food company, Rebel Chili, the same thing has happened. Taking someone on work placement and now they're full-time employees, which is great.
It is a fantastic programme,
And from my own experience in working in the Irish food industry and seeing with the blog, Irish food companies are very helpful with each other, advising each other. Has that been the case?
Fantastic. And again, I can't emphasise how important Food Academy was for us. So we graduated to Food Academy Advanced this year. And so I think there might have been about 12 companies, and they created a WhatsApp group, and I'm still in contact with people. Like, if I have issues with things like distribution or what stores are really, really good, or how do I push it out there in terms of has anybody any ideas in terms of sales and marketing. Like, we had some amazing people on our course as well this year who had other talents outside of their food business, so things like video production and PR. So people who had other skill sets who abandoned the kind of full-time job and went into food production were able to kind of help you out in lots of different levels. And people are so good with their time. If you ring somebody and you say, look, I'm in a little bit of a funk and I need a little bit of help, they'll give you their time. And Irish people are so wonderful for that community spirit as well. Which
is great. And it's great to see, especially when you're starting out. You don't know everything. And
oh my God.
You've been in this for 20-25 years and you're going to be still learning, so it's great to have that. Plans for the future. I know you're obviously there's new products coming out in the next few weeks.
So I suppose what happened to us was we tested the product in small pots, which really are for convenience stores. And a lot of the feedback from people when we were in stores doing tastings was, when are you launching the large pots? So finally we're launching the large pots in the next couple of weeks. They're going to go into a number of Super Values, so we're branching outside. We went from 10 stores initially to 30 stores. We're going to head up to Dublin now as well. So I think next year will really, really be about pushing our large format pots, and we've got some wonderful social media serving suggestions to kind of share with everybody. We've had great fun in the office coming up with ideas for serving suggestions, because really that's what it's all about, I think, with the dairy free side of it. We don't want people to feel like they have to compromise on dessert or treating themselves. So that comes through in our product in terms of the flavour, that you don't feel like just because I have to eat dairy free I have
the taste is gone,
exactly, that you have to kind of compromise on flavour. So again, with our brainstorming, we were like, look, if you were to have an amazing dessert, how would you serve this product? So we've loads of ideas. So we'll be promoting the large pots now next year in Super Value stores around Ireland.
And is this, obviously your main concern at the moment is targeting the Irish market, but there's not, from my own travels, I wouldn't see many products like this in the shelves in any other countries. Is this your plan long term, do you think?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. We'd love to export to, you know, other countries. I think what we do need to do at the moment is walk before we can run.
Exactly.
But it definitely is in the plan. I mean, I think what we will do next year is, as I said, focus a lot on the Super Value stores, but we'll keep an eye on abroad.
Yeah. I suppose I'm gonna kind of finish up here now. I'm just gonna ask you, why would someone pick up Naturelle products as opposed to what else is available in the dairy in just the chill section in general?
I think one thing that has struck me again, because I'm such an ice cream fan, when I look at the ingredients labels on the back, it's frightening. The amount of ingredients that I don't understand, and that you think, you know, some of the major brands that you think you can trust, and actually if you look at the ingredients label, it's so important to look at ingredients labels. So what is really, really different about our products is that we keep our ingredients really simple, really pure. We use the best quality. Our ingredients labels don't read like a book. They're very simple. There's only a couple of ingredients in there, and that's it. And again, you don't compromise on flavour. And we've won the Great Taste Award to prove that.
Oh, big time. And I said that was my last question, but when you're talking about the labels and the ingredients that are going in, this would be, I suppose, a big part of your target market would be gym goers and people who are into fitness and everything else. Yeah. And there's a lot of health products out there, are perceived as healthy products. Yeah. Do you think people read labels enough?
No, I don't think people understand what actually, you know, I don't think people genuinely understand nutritional labels or ingredients labels. And I think it comes back to I know this saying has been bandied about a little bit, but, you know, if your granny wouldn't eat it, don't eat it.
I suppose it's more of a case, less is more.
Yeah,
so
exactly. Yeah.
Perfect. I suppose we'll finish up there. Thanks a million for your time, Aisling.
Thanks very much for coming, Gary.
It's been a pleasure. And I'm looking forward to seeing your new products on the shelves for Christmas, and hopefully things will only grow from here.
Hopefully.
Thanks.